Beverly and Jack wanted a simple lakeside cabin to watch the sunset, so they asked Toronto architect Michael Taylor to sketch some plans.
Welcome to our summer cottage on Lake Simcoe. This is Jack, and I'm Beverly.
The entire structure was pre-assembled by craftsmen in a Toronto parking lot.
I've been coming up to Lake Simcoe since I was a baby. My parents have a cottage here. We grew up here. Jackie and I have 4 children and 2 grandchildren.
For 8 weekends in the summer, July and August, this place is packed. 15, 20 people for dinner every single night on the weekend.
We needed to move out of the main cottage and have our own space.
We're good friends with Michael, and Beverly wanted a contemporary design for a cottage.
They really wanted something very simple. One simple room with a bed where they could watch the sunset.
They used a small bench to define the entryway.
We decided we were going to live a very minimalist lifestyle, but we have certain needs. So my shoes are out here.
Also, out here we need to store our logs for the winter.
And this is a perfect spot for Diesel because it's hot here in the summer, and this is his bed.
Their goals in the bedroom were to maximize the view and minimize the furniture.
When we were discussing the materials we were going to use for the interiors of the sleep, we wanted it to be very simple, and we wanted it to be very minimalist, and we didn't want it to have a precious feeling, so we decided to use birch. So on the cupboard doors, we used burled birch, and we did it floor to ceiling so we could hide everything behind the cupboard doors.
With 180 degrees of glass floor to ceiling, we needed privacy and lateral and structural strength. So the architects and our cabinet makers worked together developing the privacy screen. The structural strength came from cedar slats that were now attached to the building. And then the cabinet makers came up with a solution with conduit that is gray that matched the cedar as it changed color. By accomplishing those 2 goals, we got privacy screen and we got structural strength.
We decided on a queen-size bed because if we used a king, the cabin would be too big. We placed the bed here so we could sit and watch the sunset.
Sleeping in the cabin makes you feel like you're sleeping outdoors. With the 180 degrees of glass, you feel like you're outside.
So Jackie and I can lie in bed, watch the sunset, watch the birds migrate, and sometimes we've become peeping toms because we have our binoculars and we can watch what people are doing in their boats, and we have a lot of fun with it. Because we live here for 2 months during the summer, we needed more space. So under the bed we have drawers that pull out that we can put towels in, sheets, or clothes.
The use of the built-in end tables and also the built-in storage under the bed is brilliant because it eliminates the need for any extraneous furniture in the room.
The winters here are very cold. So we came up with this little firebox that we burn hardwood from skids, and they're able to burn very long and very hard and give us great warmth.
They wanted a green roof for practical and aesthetic reasons.
Jackie and I were in Big Sur about 15 years ago, and we saw our first grow roof, and we loved it. We were right next to the property line to our neighbors, and we didn't want to obstruct their view, so all they see from their property is this roof. The only thing that really does well in this climate is sedums and thyme, and as you can see, it looks great. And I climb up here about 3 times during the summer to weed, and it also insulates the cabin, which is perfect.
It protects the roof membrane from the environment and the weather, which gets really harsh here.
They built an outdoor shower on the cabin's side deck.
Jackie's parents have a place in the Dominican Republic, and every room down there has an outdoor shower, which is something we've always wanted to do. So because we live down in this room, we needed to have our shower here, our sink here, and we needed to have a washroom here. Because we're so close to the lake, we can't do outdoor plumbing here. So we have an environmental toilet which uses composting, and therefore we're not polluting the lake. And this is our special place. This is our deck that we sit on. We can watch the sunset. I do my yoga, get away from the kids, and it's our quiet time, and we have a beautiful sunset happening tonight.
Coming up next, an artist decorates her apartment and everyone in it.
It's kind of crazy that my shirt actually matches the color of my living room right now. It's not intentional, but it keeps happening.